I correlate the outer galaxy, known as the planets, into the energetic system in body and out of body. So I'm going to explore and kind of explain a little bit the 12 energy system or the chakras in the body. So if you've joined me for my Change Your Stars, my webisode series, some of this might make sense to you. So there's waves of pulsating energies that are our lifeblood of our cosmos, our the galactic frontier is kind of how I see it, and the cosmic energy, right? And even though we might appear to be solid in form, we are an energy body, matter, and we also have a solid form, which is actually the matter aspect. The spirit is the other world coming in, and then we create the magical being that we are. So we're actually made from vibrating energies that ripple in and out of our body, kind of as dancing waves of light. It's a composition of our entire energy being. It's actually much grander and vaster than most of us ever realize. There are doorways known as these energy centers. They serve as non-physical, but they're subtle openings or gateways into our field of identity through these subtle energy forces that come in. They're etheric energy or chi or even cosmic radiation and bubbling. They literally enter and exit both physical and non-physical versions of our body. So we have energy or spirit, and we have matter, which is our physical body. So there's 7 main energetic centers associated with our physical body. And we also have 5 others that exist beyond our physical form. Energetically, I play with those actually a lot. And I relate the outer body energetic centers to the galaxy and astrology, the slow moving planets. So they all are an extension of our identity. And even more importantly, they're a connection to the web of existence into the depths of our cosmic cosmos, basically. So I play with both the elemental structure along with the planets in astrology. And again, I sense the planets are connected to those outer field of the centers and are connected to all of them as well. So the 7 chakras, energy centers in our physical body correspond to the glands of our endocrine system, except for what I call the Shamans Portal. It actually connects to our thymus, our ninth energetic center, our harmonic center, our soul's harmonic connects to our diaphragm. So sometimes I sense that even though we might not recognize it, we're always connecting to our galactic soul's harmonic through breath, especially if we're doing lower breath work. That's how that energy comes in. It's where we get intuitive symbols of things. I work a lot with the Merkaba, which would be a symbol, a sign possibly where I see the same number randomly throughout the day, or, stuff like that. So the endocrine system actually is a grand scale of our internal pharmacopoeia of our enzymes in our energy body, along within our physical body. The hormones, and they're kind of just a very intricate chemical intelligence that, along with our nervous system, assists in managing the body's, there's numerous functions that our body does energetically and subtly that we're most of the time not even aware of. So each of our centers is, its purpose and its service is this intelligence for processing, not just our cosmic energy, the heavens, into the world of physical matter. They can be pictured as spinning like a kaleidoscope of color and light and symbols, sound, and so much more. So our life lessons are actually played out in relationship to a specific area of our focus, and they develop in different times and space affiliated with each of these centers. So right now, the atmosphere is very alive with vital forces of these energies. So if your centers are open, energy will literally flow in and out of your body, just assisting in maintaining mental clarity, emotional balance, physical health, even spiritual renewal. I created the balance of being as a beginning to just opening up for people who are not sure the energy world actually exists and they're still more stuck in the essence of matter. Every spring, I start my 40 days of drinking smoothies because I understand the energy of the spring and the birthing of the body, along with the elements within the spring, all of the elements. They go through a birthing or a renewal, which can be on any of those levels, along with our beliefs and our attitudes and even our interpretation of life. And it just determines just how open or closed each of these doorways are. So just know that fear will literally contract our energetic centers. Even though fear is more related to our base, our root center, fear can come in through all of our centers energetically. It's just how it gets expressed is different, and we're all individual and we're all very unique. So fear contracts while breath and beauty and love and even laughter energetically is the expansion of them. So opening our centers involves giving our internal home body a thorough spring cleaning, hence why I do greens in the spring. And just running our energy through our bodies will bring that up. It brings up actually the hidden issues that control our lives. So a lot of people are being triggered right now. Triggers to me are an expression of a growth period. So if you see somebody's post and you become triggered, that's an alert signal to me that you're in a growth period. Maybe something's going against and the fear, right? So you have to have a conversation with your fear. For me, there's always magic on the other side of fear. It's a false evidence affecting your reality. And reality is actually the essence of Virgo in the galactic corridor. It's our Chiron, it's our wounds. So it's about healing our wounds energetically. That's just how I see it. So even though we're encountering all of these deep internal beliefs, a lot of them are challenging, but also on the other side, it's very liberating to release what's holding us back. It's like allowing the horse out of the gate in a race. If you've ever been to the Kentucky Derby, I always think of American Pharoah because I was there to witness that and experience that. But honestly, there's no better time than now to actually accomplish this function, to deal with the truth of all of these times and just opening up your energetic centers and allowing those cosmic or those heaven energies that are filled with information and knowledge to just flow through our bodies like fresh, cool steam or a stream of crystal clear water, just bubbling with vitality and life. And ultimately, this will refresh the essence of our spirit and even empower your entire life. So the first energy center is located at the base of the spine. It's our home of the fiery serpent energy, which is known as red Kundalini energy. It's the seat of our power. It's where the core issues of our identity, our survival, those are the lessons that primarily get explored here. A lot of people can spend an entire journey in this lifetime just struggling with the lessons that are based on the teachings, even the inner teachings, the outer and the galactic world teachings that are affiliated with this root center. Whether it's having a substantial bank account, an important position in society, it might come in handy, but it's actually the type of person that you are. It's the quality of our relationships with family and friends, even the virtues that we embody that define our identity. So when you trust and you love your inner beingness, yourself, your energy can enter the root center to bolster up not just your self-worth, but your confidence, and literally transmute that primal fear of being able to survive in your physical body. That's what it does. So it's our center of manifestation. So if you have issues with manifesting, and I'm not talking about just money, that's kind of a convolution there because money really is just an exchange of energy. So it's like an offering. So you're exchanging an energy. So grounding this center and bringing in the life force energy of red and mastering the energy of each center literally involves being grounded in your personal responsibilities of life and being embodied in that space, along with recognizing the corresponding lessons of each and every one of these organic energetic centers. Literally frees up the highway, the cosmic highway, for all of those cosmic energies to literally link up or level up all of the energy centers, connecting you with the galactic web of existence. So the second center, or the sacral, it's our gateway for sexuality and creativity. It's in this center as well that people can also spend their entire life journey, or most of their life journey, struggling to learn lessons of these potent energies. It's emotional, it's our feeling self. Sometimes I feel like it's expressed as the moon resonates here. The moon, right? So we go through this, it is the moon, actually. I say that out loud. It's the reproductive system changes through the cycles of the moon, and the moon is the only planet that hits all of the cosmic highway, the gateways, within 28 days in a lunar cycle of all of the planets. So it's a very potent energy to just pay attention to the moon. So every body encounters the raw power of sexual energy, yet very few of us really understand the deep psychic or the spiritual exchanges that actually occur when you exchange or engage in just sexual intimacy. Sexual expression will literally bring forth the lessons and experiences of both passion and pleasure. So what am I trying to say here? Energetically, you're depleting your energetic field sometimes. I have a client who says she's addicted to sex. No, she's addicted to the emotional exchange or the experience of the sex. It doesn't last because it's no intimacy. So it's kind of, two sides of the same coin, basically. So it's also a connection to our ancestors and a center for building our family. So our second energy center, the sacral, it serves as an opening or a gateway through which the frequencies of our identity and even those of our partner kind of merge together to become a creativity, like a creative interwoven form. It looks like for me on the highway, literally weavings in and out. I'm seeing in my eye, my third eye, my visions always come through the left. So when I talk, I get downloads sometimes. So I just got this download. But so essentially through sexual intimacy, you literally take on the other person's energetic field. So if there's deceit involved or no love is present in that, you're going to have a hangover from sex. It can be physically, emotionally, mentally, and even psychically debilitating to your entire beingness. But when you get the love and respect, then energetically, you can soar with all these blissful emotions out into the mysteries of the greater galaxy or the cosmic energy. So every body faces the challenge of learning how to honor sexual energy, the being that you are. So what do I want to say here? If you're in a state of continuous fear with issues concerning your survival along with your sexuality, then you're going to be stuck cycling in the lessons of these two lower energetic centers, because the sacral exudes the power of life. That's where we start kind of, it's the womb, really, right? It's where disincarnate entities, most often, but not always, they'll attach themselves to the physical body energetically. So these non-physical energies, untangibles, they then feed off the energy that you are afraid to own inside of you, which in turn will then never be fully free to rise up our spine and create the connection. to the lower centers, to all of the other centers above and beyond. So to fully open up your sacral, you have to honor your ability to bring life force, life energy into the world, and just accept responsibility for all of our sexual activities. So your sexual identity will literally empower you in physical reality to build just not only the bridges of love and spiritual awareness between energy and matter, physical and non-physical reality. So it's our emotional center, energy in motion. Our third energy center, which is the solar plexus, it really serves as the center of our self-esteem, self-confidence, and our willpower. Just saying that out loud energetically, it's the light of the sun, that pure yellow, just popped in energetically. So it's our acting, it's acts as a brain in our bellies. So just tuning into the activities and the musings of this center is actually vitally important for making our decisions, because our body carries a bank account, literally, or a bank of inner knowledge concerning our life, events of this world, even this timeline, and even beyond. So it's important to learn to pay attention to our body. Absolutely, 100%, because we are of body, we are of spirit, we are of soul, we have nature. There's so many, right? So I've explored a lot of these in my Change Your Stars, but I just wanted to open the gate a little more. So again, just paying attention to your body. I do these smoothies mostly because I feel better. I know I'm getting nutrition, my nutrition quotient. I'm not toxic. I'm cleansing out the toxicity. I feel better. It's, sometimes they don't taste the best. I'm not going to lie. I change them up, but I have to tell you real quick though, this morning I forgot to put the lid on when I added the protein powder. I do the plant-based, and it's went all over. It was hilarious. But that was okay because I thought it was funny. So again, your body, just pay attention to your body. The physical body and the energy body really need to merge. And also just acknowledge the feelings that actually get registered in our gut, in the solar plexus, and just recognizing the purpose and the function within your solar plexus. So you can then understand quickly, actually, the subtle nuances of most and all or any situations when you honor your feelings as a resource that's beyond value for discerning between reality along with your thoughts about them. We're kind of in this cosmic thrush right now of all these cosmic energies, mostly because this is just my opinion, mostly because Pluto is in Capricorn, which Capricorn is our authority. We're watching the government fall apart. I almost dropped the F-bomb on that one. And we also have Neptune in its home sign of Pisces. Right now, Neptune is at the gate of giving time and space to our emotional response to things. It's holding space as well to our feelings. So, there's just a lot going on. So it's our center, the solar plexus is our data center. It's our administration of getting information. Where our heart center, our fourth, in our heart, right? It's the midpoint in our physical body, and it balances all of the energetic centers above us and below us. So the lessons concerning relational along with emotional intelligence, because these all get into a flow. It's the center that you can literally shut life out or down, or you can completely blossom with compassion. So when I think of these energy centers, I think of a flower bursting through the earth in the spring, where you have your base, your grounded rootedness, right? And then the roots themselves go into the 10th, but I'll get into that. So you are this bubbling flower or tree, whatever you want to relate yourself to, that's bursting up and blossoming with compassion and mercy and all. We're in the season of Pisces, and Pisces is those things. It's kind of, to me, the spiritual realm of consciousness. It's in its home sign. So spirituality and spirit it's the merging, because we've lost this aspect of connection, not just to our own spirit, but our higher spirit in the other dimension, along with the greater spirit, the corridor of the angels and the archangels and source energy, the oneness field. So this is the place where we can know another being as a version of ourself. Again, our higher self. In the cosmology of Dagara, it's called our Sira. My Sira I connect with organically in front of this altar in the other realm. It's totally magical. We all have this ability. I'm not unique and different, that I'm the only one, by the way. So it's also, when I say compassion, compassion's this sophisticated emotional achievement that opens up our bodies to connect with the cosmic energies, the cosmos, the heavens, on a profound, insightful spiritual level. Sometimes opening our heart can actually be a frightening experience because we feel out of control, right? The emotions are like out of control, especially if our heart's wide open. Then sometimes we get inundated with empathetic information from the galactic highway. I think a lot of us are getting this right now because, again, Neptune is in Pisces. It is spiritual. It is the subconscious. It is the galactic frontier. It's in its home sign. So this center is just a great knowing space. It can both provide kind of a daunting experience along with an exhilaration of experience. So love ultimately rules our heart, and rightly so. It's unconditional love, right? So love is, we first need to give things time and space, that illusion of sacred space, the fine lines, the boundaries, and tune into our heart space, the ruler of our heart. So the real test is that on Earth, the Earth School. It offers us the opportunity to just pass all of these things that we encounter through our organic heart center. Just acknowledging the variety of wonder in life without the judgments. So I see that a lot as well. Energetically, people are judging. So as a spiritual being having a earthly experience, what's kind of confusing for me right now is I've seen a lot of light workers, light warriors, what have you, that really aren't in the oneness field. And so then I was like questioning my own oneness field, right? Because if you're truly in the essence of the greater spirit, love it has no boundaries. So if there's something that's triggering you and you're saying something that's disheartening about another being, that's kind of a reflection of your own oneness field. It's a trigger. So yeah, it's been curious for me. I'm not going to lie. So oftentimes, energetically, our heart center is blocked. It's literally blocked off because we've cultivated a fear. So this fear has conditioned us to be cautious of our psychic connection. It's very potent right now because, again, Neptune is in its home sign. This is where the galactic corridor opens us up in this gateway. For me right now, energetically, my natal astrology chart, I have a complete water trine happening with Pisces and Neptune, with my own Neptune in Scorpio, along with my connection Mercury to Cancer. So it's got this flow going on. The connectivity is like next level. I couldn't even explain it in earthly terms, to be honest. But when our heart is closed down, it's easier to create harm or even to attempt to deceive others, or deception in general, because our connection to all of this galactic frontier on life it's been disabled. It's like listening to God through static. It's not coming in. We're not getting to download. So energetically, how I see this, each of our energy centers, if I'm talking about the heart, so the heart needs a boundary. The heart needs love itself. they radiate out for me, and also I see each of the planets in those times and space, how they flow in and through. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's just what they're showing me. So when you're getting static and you're not getting your downloads, just have an appreciation for all of the beauty in life. Especially, it's really important to just opening our heart center to all of things. Even if, I always say, just even in the darkest shadows, there's a spark of light. And shadow work isn't fun, but it can be. It's all our perception of it, because the light in your shadow, the darkness is trying to fade out, but darkness isn't always bad. Again, that's an illusion, right? But again, our heart center is our relational center. So our fifth center, our throat, right? It's extremely important, because from this aspect, this is where we use our creative power of speech to express our thoughts along with our emotions and literally bring them into reality. Virgo, the sixth house service, I'm going off on galactic tangents, but reality. So it's through this center that we learn our lessons about the power of words. And I don't know about you, but my words, sometimes I have to tone them down, because they're like having a conversation to cast things, especially if I'm upset. So I've learned the power of words. You can take out an entire village if you work shamanically. So it's really through speaking our truth authentically, expressing our ideas from our heart space. So just know, also, if you're loose and relaxed jaw, it's very important to keeping this center open. TMJ, that's not a relaxed jaw. So you really need the flow, so the communication just flows out of your beingness with ease and grace. So if your jaw is clenched, it indicates a hidden need to control the natural flow of expression of who you are inside of you. So breath work is actually the key to this center. It really directs our focus towards any of our energy centers, and breathing in more of a rhythmic manner and creating that sound, the wind in the back of our voice through the back of our throat. Well, literally, I think it's called Ujjayi breath. It's going to open up this center along with the rest of your beingness to a greater awareness of the galactic corridor. So lessons of Vishuddha, our throat, involve freeing ourselves from self-doubt or doubt in general, our inner worries, or even, our inner critic is what just came in, our potential to criticize ourselves, usually concerning that aspect. And also, sometimes we feel condemned for speaking your mind or your truths. So the manipulation of truth is only possible when you are afraid of your own power. So it's the word of knowledge plays in this center. That's where I almost said resist. The word of knowledge exists in this center. So our sixth energy center, our third eye, it's located in the brow between our eyes. This center affects the complex chemical processes that happen in our pineal gland, along with our amygdala. They work in, everything works in congruent. They all work together. So it's a tool, and it serves to open our awareness in simultaneously. It's very fluid. It's opening us into a non-physical reality. Generally, my third eye always comes in the left. Things coming in the right are always iffy. I always listen or tune into the left side of my visions coming in. And what they're showing me, usually it's always colors, symbols with colors. It's always has colors, just know that. It's really a gateway of treasures to enter into this inner world. It's an unlimited source of knowledge and value. Sometimes the language you have to decipher, it really is kind of putting puzzle pieces together. It's a center, it's connected to our experience to enhance our perceptions in a profound kind of way, seeing things with new eyes too. The lesson here is actually, it involves overcoming our fear of knowing, and knowing is sometimes difficult. Just knowing what our enhanced senses are perceiving. So in order to just fully tap into the mysteries revealed through the development of our inner sight and what that looks like, again, visions come in colors. So some people cannot, their vision center isn't open. So energetically, they might have a block, not just from, obviously there's blocks, right? I talk about blocks, but it's a spiritual block, maybe from another timeline where you, how do I say this? Where you weren't authentically, or you scared people with your visions. So God, universe blocked, that's your wound. You're not going to heal the wound till you go down in those shadows, right? Can be frustrating, but it's our center of revelation. I have profound visions a lot of times. They're prophetic, actually, if you want to know the truth. So the top area is also our crown, right? We all know we have this wonderful space. Mine's actually hot right now. It's our crown center. It's this dynamic center. It connects with our physical nervous system along with our cosmic mind. So it's very intuitive, actually. It's our spirit center. Our nervous system kind of controls it and coordinates all of our organs and our structures of our bodiness by serving literally as a receiver, like a radio, to get the internal and the external signals. So it's always working multidimensionally. It actually extends outward from our brain into the ether. It's got fine little ribbonings or golden threads that are kind of light-coated filaments. You know, as I'm talking, I hope you can see this energetically when I'm tuning into, but it connects us to the other layers of reality. So the lessons here are multifaceted, really. They involve maintaining the balance, which, you know, and it's a fine balance, it's a fine line of integrity. Integrity is one of the words, one of my virtues. So that's just the centers that bump up a notch, or 12,000 infinity beyond for me. So within the balance of creating integrity, you really need that to actually journey between our physical and our non-physical reality, being in the world and of the world simultaneously. That's very Pisces and Virgo, because Virgo is reality, Pisces is spiritual realm. So to exist between these realities, you can look in your natal chart and see where Virgo and Pisces are for you, because that is reality for us and what that reality looks like. So just know that all of these energy centers work in harmony with all of the other centers. To me, it's like having your own legion, your own galactic round table that I don't know if I've shared this before, but I go into the other dimensions at the time of my death and my coma experience, you know, leaving the world and being of it. Every year I still leave this world and go into the world of spirit and sit at a cosmic round table with a galactic force of beings. So to me, that's what this harmony looks like with all of the other energy centers. So if you just open your mind along with your heart and just, you know, take in the greater possibilities, all of that into consideration, it actually will inevitably make more room for all of these cosmic energies to vibrantly enter into your physical body. And ultimately, it will enhance your life on Earth School. So it's the center of prophecy or spiritual energy. So we also have 5 additional energy centers of energy that are located outside of our body, well beyond our physical form. These cosmic centers in this highway, just like the 7 in the body, they're all pulsating vortices of a kaleidoscope of color, light, symbols, sound, and so much more. I see so much when I tune into that. And we all use this to perceive who we are in relationship to our Earth school existence. Just navigating and exploring these cosmic centers, just having creative imagery is highly important, and not judging the visions that come in. That's just intense and galactic. It's totally magical, honestly. So it's just so just like we have in the physical world, we have these concepts of cities and states and nations and maps and so much more. Those are just imaginary ways that we can identify just the structure in our earth-based reality. So maps are used to define reality in the world, but they're not really reality. So you can spend the night in another part of the country, right? Or you can't, just by pointing a finger on a map, in physical reality, it just doesn't happen without maps and markings, right? So you're not able to, or we're not able, or we're unable to differentiate between one boundary, Pluto, to another in the same fashion. So creative imagery can be very useful for exploring a reality that seems to be beyond our reach energetically. So flowers are generally, again, appreciated and treasured in the earth realm for their beauty. My fairy garden, all of that. I get totally excited right now. My orchid is blooming. That's just like next level for me. So it's these powerful life force energy that actually opens up our centers. They're often used as a symbol to express in a deeper level what our feelings are. They're associated with these cosmic multi-dimensional centers with different flowers in the world. So I want to just give you an image that you can use to explore. I would say they're numerous, and they're actually luminous. They're non-physical aspects of what we identify with, or our identity. So the 8th center is probably my home. It's the garden I go to most often. I feel safe there. It's a container for me. The Shamans Portal, it's located above our head. It's a tiny pin drop, like an ink. It's linked with the lily, if you can imagine a lily. So this portal is kind of a transducer of energy for all of the other cosmic centers out in the highway, the Galactic Highway. Just stepping down light into frequencies and funneling different knowledge into the many layers of our physical and non-physical aspects of our beingness, our body. So what happens is it establishes a non-physical link for an identity. So it's larger than the boundaries of our physical form. Again, I often relate it to the planet of Pluto, a death and a rebirth, because it's our library. It's our library of records exist in here. And I see it beyond the library of just the Akashic. There's other books in there besides the Book of Life, the Tree of Life. There's all these books, depending on how many times you've integrated or incarnated back into the earth plane. These books are all in there. And just know that everything that's dark is not always evil, and that everything that is light is not always good. So this is actually the power of shamanism. I like to call it the indigenous technologies, the energy of the indigenous. And physically, you have to do the action of the work to heal our shadows, right? So our 9th center, it's our consciousness creates mobility and consciousness, actually. So the symbol is the flower, or the moonflower. Its function is to connect us with all that actually transpires or happens between not just our atmosphere of the earth or the moon, including the magnetic energies that are very powerful, connecting the spheres together. It provides a vista of earth and space, or earth from space, like looking at it beyond, right? It expands our perception, basically, in relationship to the place within our cosmic scheme of life. So it's looking through the eyes of God, basically. So it's through this center that we can explore different timelines of Earth where you have lived again and again. It's like bouncing on a trampoline, up and down, up and down, up and down, and just participating in and also observing all the intricacies and the wonders through symbols. So it's the place of harmonizing. That's why I call it the soul's harmonic. It's where we go to harmonize. Energetically, the key for me is just listening and watching people, and God, universe, spirit energy, my higher self shows me where to go to heal those timelines, or at least assist somebody, because honestly, I'm an assistant. You have to do your own work. There's no magic pill here, right? There's no secret sauce. I wish there was sometimes. Our 10th energy center, it's represented by a sunflower. So just breathe into a sunflower right now. It's also our solar center in the earth plane. It connects and it also extends our consciousness from anywhere within the galactic solar system. So just kind of breathe into that. It's from our sun to beyond the planet Pluto. The sun actually is considered the governor ruler of our system. But energetically, you know, if you were to plant yourself in another solar system, maybe Neptune is your sun and the ruler of your system. So that's how astrology kind of comes into the play of all this and the dynamic. The sun, because it sustains us and it fuels life on Earth, it creates and provides frequencies of light along with life-giving energy, which then creates information and it's transmitted. You can kind of flow into that and breathe into that and see how that even looks. So the center, being the sunflower, it's also very mobile. So it's utilizing the sun. If you've watched a sunflower, it literally is its own, I'm seeing a satellite dish, right? So it uses the sun literally as a focal point, and it recognizes the cosmic information from the sun as a source of this evolving knowledge. So throughout time and space, people literally have aligned their consciousness with the sun. Our sun is our own gateway, our own solar system to receive inspired or inspiration ideas and access information. Sometimes we even hide from our own sun because we feel the sun's rays could read the minds, our minds. So oftentimes people keep secrets and they have no one, you know, we don't want anyone to know what we're doing. So it's the shadow of the sun, which basically would bring me back to the moon. But you just, sometimes people choose to operate in the dark sometimes. So I go here to connect with the lineage of my ancestors. It's a very multifaceted energetic center. Even through time and space, my ancestors, I've been watching Ertugrul. They're from the Byzantine era. They were royalty. So energetically, my spirit space knew that. And I actually landed in Montenegro 5 years ago, say 4, I don't remember. But in Kotor, Montenegro is where the birth of the king actually happened for my ancestors. So that's kind of how Ertugrul came about. I was trying to do history about my family. And there's lots of corruption that happened then. And I sense we're still in that corruption. It really hasn't quite left when it comes to governors and royalty and all this stuff. But I also call the 10th center our Earth Star. It's a place for elemental healing or natural healing, the energetics of nature. So it truly is our galactic center on Earth. It's opposing to what's actually happening in the Earth plane. It's also represented by the color pink or rose pink, which is actually a popular flower energetically, if you think about it. Actually, I'm sorry, I just went off on the 11th center. But it's a flower on Earth, the rose. I was just in the hands. Sorry, I vortex out. But it expresses love on Earth. And within the hands, we have pink and we have white, and we also have red. So it's a combination of bringing spiritual energy, white, and red, rooted energy, into the hands and forward. But I also see all these colors through every energetic center. I've seen aura shift in the ribbons and bringing in the colors through the heart. So, you know, we have consciousness and we can explore the entire galaxy by moving into this energy center anywhere within not just the Milky Way, but beyond. And even eventually, what happens is our heart center calls us home to this organic earth place, or our birthplace of all that's to come through our portal of creation. It's a galactic center. It connects us to the intelligence of our galaxy, and it opens us up to our consciousness to understand different clusters of light in function. So it's the center of transmutation. So energetically, it's a commanding center where we can command forces. Hopefully we come from the force of love and light, not so much the shadow aspects, but we can adjust different forces through our own essence of who we are, combined with source energy or God spirit, whatever you want to call it. Our 12th energetic center is unique to each and one of us. It's as unique to us as our thumbprint. It actually connects us to the realities beyond our galaxy. I often think of Marvel comics. There's one right now. I can't remember. I just watched it. It's just the Marvel. It's a girl, but she really is. She's beyond our own galaxy, right? Just stretching your identity of your beingness far out into the vast expansion of the galactic universe. So it's considered to be a singular field containing all of these appearances that exist beyond the scope of the Earth realm. It's like having our own universal solar system. It's mostly symbolized by purple and echinacea kind of flower, and the essence you can kind of even just smell into that. So it's got these cone-shaped mathematical kind of marvel, again, of spirals that essence through. And it kind of epitomizes the perfection of what I'm seeing is the golden mean ratio. It's kind of the obvious design of life when I look into that, because time appears to move backwards in the universe because of our current perceptions or our beliefs about light and time and space. For me, it's very fluid. If you've ever time zones are really hard for me because time is fluid. It doesn't exist in the other world. It just doesn't exist. It's kind of confusing, but just through astronomy and astrology and photos of reaching out into the galactic universe, the imagery of what that looks like, you can even just depict different events that transpired like in a universe long ago, just kind of looking into the past or peeking into a mystical past. I always think of the Merlins, where time and space is fluid for a Merlin. I totally love the Merlin effect if you've ever joined me for that. But this energy center, it's open. It's an open door into the territory, not just of our past. That's kind of how it acts, but it's also providing us a window for exploring simultaneous time and space of maybe who we've been or who we're to become in the possibilities. It's unique and it's also individual to all of us. So the gift of our inner uniqueness actually resides here. The unique being that you are. I hope this show assists you today. I'm only doing this on my private groups and actually on my YouTube channel, now that I said that with my out loud voice. If you haven't joined my Change Your Stars intuitive program on how to navigate your intuitive gifts, again, my card is currently open right now at a savings. A lot of you asked for the replay. The savings is something you really can't miss out on. I also threw in some extravagant courses as well that I have in my corridor. But thanks for tuning in. I totally hope to see you this Sunday as I continue to explore the bonus webisodes of Change Your Stars. This Sunday, I'm going to dive into, I say this out loud, it might change it, but I'm feeling like I want to go into the rays, the cosmic rays. I was actually shown the rays really young through the keys of Enoch and the book of Enoch energetically. So I'm feeling like the rays, the energy egg, and our auric field to cleanse that. But I'm also feeling I want to go into the dreams and the visions and kind of explain the Dagar cosmology. So I'm kind of on the clouds with that one right now. So with all of that, inshallah and Ashe, thanks for joining me today. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, spread the news. I'm trying to build my creative aspect and open some insight into the beings of the planet to get through this cosmic clutter and the chaos that's kind of happening on the earth plane. I know it feels real and I know it feels heavy, but energetically, we all need to surf this wave and go into the being we're meant to be in this lifetime. So again, Ashe, that was a lot. I'll talk to you soon. Blessings, everybody.